I know you've been on a bit of a digital transformation journey at Scooters. So could you talk about just an overview of what your approach is right now and the impact that some of that's had on your daily operations?
We have rebuilt and relaunched our entire marketing tech stack in the last 18 months. And so we've truly undergone a technical revolution in what we can do. Our mobile app and the experience that our customers have through that platform has become a primary thought and driver as we build out the strategies around our campaign. We actually created a third status and renamed them. They have kind of fun names now. They're buddy status, bestie status, and ride or die status. We did two things that I think really helped us with our statuses. We switched them to be based on your frequency of visits, not based on your spend. We set them up so that they reset each month. Those two things combined, I think, really have helped to increase our frequency, and it creates this kind of competition. Our CEO said, Mitch, I got to admit, it got me. I caught myself having 2 visits needed to requalify, and I made sure I win. A discount program isn't loyalty. Loyalty is those experiences that build a connection to your brand, because those are the things that really mean a lot to customers. But they also differentiate you and are much more difficult for competitors to mimic or for someone else to try and replicate.
This show is brought to you by Comark, the global loyalty partner trusted by enterprise brands in over 50 countries. With more than 30 years of experience and 290 million loyalty members on board, Comark knows what it takes to build real connections that last. Their AI-powered tools turn data into action and customers into superfans. From fraud-proof platforms to personalized journeys, Comark helps you boost engagement, grow revenue, and make loyalty your competitive edge. Want to see how they do it? Head over to comark.com and discover loyalty that actually works. Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Loyalty and Loyalty TV, a show for loyalty marketing professionals. I'm Paula Thomas, the founder and CEO of Let's Talk Loyalty and Loyalty TV, where we feature insightful conversations with loyalty professionals from the world's leading brands. Today's episode is part of the Wiser Loyalty series and is hosted by Bill Hanifin, Chief Executive Officer of the Wise Marketeer Group. The Wise Marketeer Group is a media, education and advisory services company, providing resources for loyalty marketeers through the Wise Marketeer digital publication and the Loyalty Academy program that offers the Certified Loyalty Marketing Professional or CLMP designation. I hope you enjoyed this episode brought to you by Let's Talk Loyalty and Loyalty TV in partnership with the Wise Marketeer Group.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Bill Hanifin. I'm the managing editor of The Wise Marketer, and I'm bringing you another episode of the Wiser Loyalty podcast series, which is produced in partnership with Let's Talk Loyalty and The Wise Marketer. And throughout 2025, we're seeking out insights from C-suite practitioners in the trade of digital marketing and customer loyalty. And twice a month, we bring you an interview with a C-level executive who's transformed strategy into practical application to generate some solid business results. So I'm really happy that today we've got Mitch Walden with us, who's Senior Director of Digital Marketing and Loyalty at Scooters Coffee. We happen to both be in hotel rooms, which such is the life of loyalty marketing people, I guess, or just business people in general. But Mitch, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Bill. Thank you.
Good. I think my big question, I think I asked you before, have you had your coffee yet?
I've not yet had my coffee this morning. I'm running on pure adrenaline so far, so we'll see how far we can get.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. I'm sure you'll get there. So, for those of you who may not know, I found this really fascinating myself. I mean, Scooters, I'm going to let Mitch tell the story in a minute, but they're operating over 800 locations in 29 or 30 states. He'll correct me on some of the numbers. It's a very high quality coffee. The drinks, the pastry items that they have, high quality, and they have a specialty drink called the Caramelicious, if I pronounced that correctly.
You did.
And I'm in an area where they haven't quite reached me geographically, but that one sounds so good, I might have to take a ride. So
It is, yeah. It's a very good drink, and that is our signature. We are heavily focused in the specialty coffee espresso drink space, expanding though into energy. We have a partnership with Red Bull, and so we get some exclusive drink flavorings with them, and so expanding into some fun new categories. That have great appeal for the younger generations and also that afternoon day part. So yeah, we're really excited about the way we're going.
That's great. That's good. Say, and also as we get started, I wanted to give a big shout out and thanks to the CMO Council, Kevin Sugarman and Donovan at the CMO Council, great group that we're in partnership with. And Mitch, you're a member of that group, and that's
Yeah.
how we sourced you here. So
Yep.
yeah, many thanks to everybody for making that happen. So as standard at Let's Talk Loyalty is we always like to ask the question about assuming we're all readers here, I'm wondering if you have a favorite nonfiction book
Yeah.
you can share with
Uh,
us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thinking back on this question a little bit, I would have to probably put The Energy Bus by John Gordon up towards the top of that list.
Okay.
Love just the concepts that book outlines in terms of building teams and how to inject positive energy in those teams and get the most out of the productivity. It's actually a book that we use as part of our immersion for our leaders at Scooters Coffee. So, but yeah, that one would be up there towards the top of my list.
A good one. I love being surprised because I haven't read that one before. So I'm going to put that on my list.
Would certainly recommend. Yeah, it's worth a read for sure, at least once.
Excellent. Good. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about scooters because I mean, you're high on the list. You're in the top 5, 10, depending on how you rank drive-throughs and overall coffee chains. But tell us a little bit about the origin story of it, how you've grown and where you're sitting in the marketplace today.
Yeah, absolutely. So we were founded in 1998 by Don and Linda Eccles in Bellevue, Nebraska. So we're a Midwest-based company. Celebrated our 25th anniversary a couple years ago, and we now operate. You were very close. We're about 980 stores across the country, and you're right on the state number. So we've grown pretty quickly, especially over the last couple of years. I think when I joined 3 years ago, we had just over 400 stores. And so, we've doubled in size in that amount of time, and we've got visions to continue growing, well into the thousands of stores. So, we pride ourselves on our values. We're founded on 4 values, which are integrity, love, humility, and courage. And our mission is to create an amazing experience for each life we touch. We understand that, coffee is a big part of most people's day. It's something that is a privilege for us to get to be part of, to get their day started. We want to make sure that we do that. And our brand promise is amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. We operate primarily out of 650 square foot coffee kiosks, drive-throughs, and we do have some coffee house locations, but primarily our business is drive-through model. And we serve a lot of coffee out of those little boxes, and we do it very friendly and very quickly. And that's kind of our whole story. So.
Are they mostly corporate owned or franchise operated?
The vast majority are franchise operated and owned. Yep. And a lot of times those franchisees are in the communities that they have their stores in. We pride ourselves on that, partnering with people who match our value set and who are going to help, the communities that we, move into grow and thrive and provide jobs and provide great service. So, yeah, that's how our business model works. We're growing through franchising.
Okay, interesting. So, and I read, it kind of jumped off the page at me that it's not just another coffee chain. You go in a lot of places and you tend to see the same sort of things, but the way you described the pastries and some of the food items you had sounded pretty special. And then I saw something that you're roasting something like the very top 10% of specialty coffee beans. I don't know if you can, without giving anything away secret, talk about where the beans coming from, what you're doing that's making it really special.
Yep, absolutely. So we direct source that we're vertically integrated. So we import all of our beans directly from the farmers. in South and Central America. We have relationships with those families. They come up to our conferences. We go down there and take our franchisees to visit. That is a big part of our the secret, if you will, although it's not a secret, to the success and the quality of our products. It is a very, very high quality bean that we pay a very, very special attention to how we roast it and the way that we bring that product to its final form. We do that in our roasting facilities in Nebraska and then distribute that out to all of our stores across the country. So yeah, it starts with, the best product, from the source, and then a process to bring that to life. And we're very proud of what that delivers in terms of the quality of our espresso and coffee products.
Huge difference, I imagine. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit. I think I told you that we were just attending a conference. It's a popular one in our business. And, the words always come up: digital transformation, customer loyalty, all these things. But digital transformation for me really refers more to the enterprise process of how brands can connect with customers and transact with them and communicate in different channels and the channels that the customer wants. But it's a lot more. It goes into order management, to mobile apps, all sort of thing. And I know you've been on a bit of a digital transformation journey at Scooters. So could you talk about just an overview of what your approach is right now and the impact that some of that's had on your daily operations?
Absolutely. And when you say digital transformation, I think we are going through kind of two, I guess, parallels of that at the same time for us. One is a very technical digital transformation. We have, as I was telling you a little bit before we came on, we have rebuilt and relaunched our entire marketing tech stack in the last 18 months. So, we had a kind of a one size fits all tool that provided our mobile app and our loyalty and our ordering, our payments and our reporting. And we have since broken that apart and selected best in class partners and re-implemented each one of those behind a custom built mobile app that provides us with a lot of features and flexibility and a lot more that we haven't even started to put in place yet. And so we've truly undergone a technical revolution in what we can do. And then we have sites for how we bring that same parity to our website, et cetera. But then within our organization, we have had to undergo a transformation in terms of just the role that digital plays inside of our mix. Before I joined the brand, digital was kind of a little bit of an afterthought where, we made our plans, we kind of built our strategies, and then we kind of thought about how that would, how we would integrate digital into that, or how we would, use it as a channel essentially. Through some of the things that we've been able to build and some of the success that we've been able to deliver for the brand, it's really transitioned that so that, our mobile app and the experience that our customers have through that platform has become a primary thought and driver as we build out the strategies around our campaigns. And a really good example of that, last holiday season, we had a great brand partnership with Hasbro and their Candyland game. And our mobile app really was a key part of that experience for our customers throughout that campaign. We launched a gamification element through the mobile app that awarded you spins on a Candyland spinner, let you unlock different themes that reskinned the app in the theme of the different Candyland characters, awarded some great prizes and really drove a lot of activation around that game. And that was something that took a lot of planning and integration, but it wasn't something that we could have done if digital wasn't kind of a key piece of that consideration set as we were building out that partnership. And so, it's really become an interesting conversation because it's almost like now we think of the app and our digital parts of our strategy first, and then some of the other pieces come along, which is really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, you touched on partnerships. Maybe we'll come back to that, but I find that fascinating that you were able to put something together with Hasbro of that nature. And it's all about the customer experience, isn't it? I mean, people come for their principal reason to get going in the morning or the afternoon or whenever they visit, but those kind of enhancements are big. I think they're really important to keep people engaged, to keep them interested in your brand.
They are, and for us with such a focus on speed, a lot of times getting that brand relationship built takes a barista talking face to face with a customer. And, in a lot of cases when, there are 25 cars in a line at 6:30 in the morning, there's not time to really probably do as good a job as anyone would like building that brand relationship. It's a very quick transition. So through our digital properties, we are able to kind of extend that experience and kind of continue that relationship in a digital way that our baristas start face to face with our customers every time they come through our drive-through.
It's great. Let me ask you something. I hadn't just occurred to me as we're talking here, but the order ahead on the mobile app, very popular with people these days, and I'm sure you've experienced what I have is walking in a QSR of any sort where you may not see a lot of foot traffic inside the store, but the people behind the counter are extremely busy, and then you realize that they're fulfilling a lot of mobile orders and call-in orders. And talk about a demanding element of a digital strategy. How do you manage order ahead when you're in that kiosk environment? Because like you said, speed is important. You got to keep quality where it needs to be. But do you have a significant number of people that are calling ahead and just driving through to pick up, or are most people ordering still while they're arriving at the window?
Yeah, the vast majority of our orders are still, happening at the speaker box. Mobile order ahead has grown. We've actually seen a pretty significant increase in its usage just since we've relaunched our loyalty program back in April. But the way our structure is set up, because we're so quick, for each car through the drive-through, the mobile order ahead advantage doesn't play as big into maybe our business model. And with some of our kiosks, there isn't really a great setup for like a pickup mechanism, right? There's not a parking lot for you to get out and come up or anything like that. It's truly just a drive-through with one lane. And so, you can't, even if you were to order ahead, it doesn't necessarily create a more expedient transaction when you're at the store. So I think that's why mobile order ahead plays a little different role, I think, for us than it does for other brands. But we're looking at it, and really where we see the advantage of mobile order ahead is if you're ordering multiple drinks or drinks with heavy modification where you want to make sure you get it just right, and being able to see that in the app so that they know they've got it the way they want it. That's where we see customers adopting that. And so we're continuing to work on how that plays into our app experience.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about, you talked about the 4 words that are part of your brand promise, but the tagline I saw on the website is talked about relationship coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, that's interesting, isn't it? That just that could mean a lot of things, but I was wondering if you could just expand on that, to the importance of the brand promise, as well as maybe how that translates into the customer experience.
Yeah. Well, it starts, as I mentioned, with the term relationship coffee really kind of got its origin as we talked about our relationships with the farmers and the sourcing of our product. That's where it kind of came from, was that, it's not just a product that we buy from someone. It is truly a relationship where we have worked with these families over decades now, to make sure that it's a mutually beneficial relationship. And we've seen their kids go through school, and we've seen, so it is a relationship internally. I mentioned those four words: integrity, love, humility, and courage. Those are words that you maybe don't hear associated per se with values of a brand a lot. But they are something that's unique and special about our brand. And so it really is a relationship, inside of our organization as well. We think of ourselves as a family. And then relationship as it comes to customers, obviously, very, very important. And we say all the time that coffee is a loyalty business. It's a relationship business. There's certainly elements of convenience and things like that, but really it's something that people count on to get their day started. In a lot of cases, it may be, for some parents, the first adult conversation they have with someone in a day, right? Other than outside of their kids. And so, it really does, it can make or break your day, based on, what that 30 or 45-second experience, coming through our drive-through lane, feels like. And so we realize that, we appreciate that. And that's why it's such a foundational piece of how we build our business, is making sure that, we are focusing on that relationship and making sure that we are taking care of, like I said, each customer that visits our store.
Great. And like many things, right, it's probably, it's one thing to conceptualize the whole idea, but to have that carried out day to day, with your associates that are at the window, the baristas. That's a big challenge, but it sounds like you're doing a great job.
Yeah, it's a constant focus. Our operations teams are very, very diligent of making sure that, just overall, right, that we instill that culture and that appreciation. But then, as we launch new campaigns and products and things, that our training is on point and that we're, ready to go day one, so that experience, doesn't miss a beat as we roll new things out into the market and bring them to our customers.
Now, you mentioned you just launched the loyalty program. Curious, two questions. Of course, I want to hear about that. So if you could give us a little bit of review of how it's working, how you structured it. But I'm always curious about how brands define, in quotes, loyalty. So I'm wondering what you were doing before, and maybe how whatever you were doing before promotionally, transitioned into the new loyalty program.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we like I said, we launched that back in April, but we've been running it in a pilot since mid-December. So we had quite a bit of data around kind of how this new program would function. We were pretty happy with how it ended up coming out. So in our previous program, it was really kind of just a punch card. It had one tier, but it was an evergreen tier. Basically, it was based on lifetime spend. Once you achieved it, you never lost it. It was just kind of always there. It was so broad that I think it was representing roughly half of our membership base. And so we couldn't really do much with it because it was too expensive and it wasn't really very exclusive. And it was, essentially you accumulated 3 smiles per dollar that you spent. Once you reached 180, you got a free drink, and it just kind of went on down the road. And like I said, we had very little functionality that allowed us to be very exclusive or target or really, reward our best customers and differentiate them from our kind of our average customers. And so we weren't able to really do a whole lot. The other thing that we weren't really able to do was much experiential. We weren't really able to, do anything that was new and different for, our loyalty members. And so what we focused on with our new program was kind of a blend of some functional things and then also some beneficial things that kind of helped us to structure it in a way that we really are happy with, and we now have a differentiated earn rate. So if you scan our app and pay, with a secondary payment method, you still earn 3 smiles like you did before. If you scan and pay with the app, either with a stored card or preloaded funds or something like that, then you get 5 smiles. So we actually enhance the earning rate for folks. So we kind of encourage them to pay with the app because there's a speed benefit for us there. And so we wanted to encourage people to do that. It helps our stores, it helps our customers. It kind of created a win-win. We expanded our redemption levels. So instead of it just being an auto free drink at 180 smiles, we actually we broke it into 4 different levels to allow for more flexibility, and we expanded to basically redeem for any item on our menu. So you've mentioned a few times our food products weren't included in our old program. They are now. Canned beverages and bottled beverages, so like cans of Red Bull, things like that, weren't in our old program. They are now. And we broke our categories of products down into different levels of smile. So if you are a brewed coffee drinker, for example, right? Well, a cup of brewed coffee doesn't cost the same as an espresso drink, right? As our Caramelicious. So you shouldn't have to spend the same number of smiles to redeem for that, right? It doesn't seem fair. And so we allowed a mechanism for you to be able to do that. We also broke out our drink modifications into a lower level tier or lower level redemption so that people can modify drinks and they can get benefit early, because that was one of the other things in our old program. A lot of our less frequent members didn't really ever get any benefit from the program because it took too many smiles to get a free drink, and they weren't getting that very often. So that lower threshold of redemption allows them to at least get some benefit from the program at an earlier state, and we're seeing good results from that. And then maybe the most exciting thing that we changed was that we actually expanded our statuses. We renamed our tiers to statuses, and we broke it in. We actually created a 3rd status and renamed them. They have kind of fun names now. They're buddy status, bestie status, and ride or die status. And so our top members are our ride or dies. And we did 2 things that I think really helped us with our statuses. We switched them to be based on your frequency of visits, not based on your spend. And we set them up so that they reset each month. So you have to continue to requalify to extend your benefits. Otherwise, you will fall back out of that status, and then you have to just work to unlock it again. But those two things combined, I think, really have helped to increase our frequency from some of our best members, and we've seen that, and it creates this kind of competition. We've even seen it inside our building, even with our leadership team. We were talking with them this week about some of the early results, and our CEO said, Mitch, I got to admit, it got me. I caught myself having 2 visits needed to requalify in May, and I made sure I went. I was like, I am the same way, Joe. I get it. So, it's really been exciting. And what it also did then is it created a little bit more of a smaller group at those upper status levels so that we can be more exclusive with some of the benefits. We can award some better things that actually differentiate and create some aspiration to get to those statuses and want to keep them. And so that's really neat. What we've also done and what is to come are more of the experiential pieces where we can start to give, exclusive access to drinks or menus, or exclusive functionality around being able to gift smiles, or, share them or donate them, or things like that, which really to me is what, when your earliest question, what you think about with loyalty, that's what I think about with loyalty. A discount program isn't loyalty, right? That's what loyalty used to be. Now, we need to get to a place where it's, loyalty is those experiences that build a connection to your brand, because those are the things that really mean a lot to customers. But they also differentiate you and are much more difficult for competitors to mimic or for someone else to try and replicate. And so, to me, as we focus on where we go next, we've laid a great foundation. I think our new program structure is doing well, but I'm really excited about where we're going to go with some of these next features that really truly do tie in that experiential piece, the differentiators that I think will really help our brand stick out.
So when you were in the planning phase, did you do any market research, or how did you gain an understanding of what the customers were really looking for from you?
Yeah, we did. We did about 3 months of really extensive research with our own membership, with folks that were in the coffee QSR vertical, but maybe weren't our customers already. We looked at our own customer data and how customers were behaving in our current program. And so, yeah, it was 3 phases of kind of a discovery phase, kind of a design phase, and then a kind of a modeling phase where we spent a lot of time looking at, how we could pull different levers, how we could structure things to ultimately, make it the most beneficial for our members, but also, have the impact that we needed it to have for our brand. And so that was the key to us kind of getting started. And once we kind of had that roadmap visualized, then it actually helped to define a lot of the tools that we put in place, as I mentioned, to kind of rebuild our technology stack, because we knew what we wanted to do with the program. And so we went out and specifically found the tools that could allow us to do it.
And just a quick question, because you mentioned you have stored value in the app, right? Mobile app?
We do.
And you can either apply value into the wallet there, or you could attach a payment card. You have those 2 options. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. And is the earning rate the same for both? So as long as you put any kind of payment method in, or do you get more if you say put stored value on versus a payment card?
It currently is the same. They're both treated as a one-touch payment, and so
Okay.
we currently value them both the same. We do incentivize members for preloading funds in other ways, and so we didn't build it into a core structure of the program. Conversations about that and whether we want to add another, earning tier for preloading funds. We have some things that we have to get polished out with our payments provider to make all of that run exactly the way we want to before we kind of put some more effort to that. But yes, definitely something that we're talking about.
Okay, that's great. So just a couple other quick questions. I heard a quote just recently from CEO who made the comment that customers are loyal to experiences, not just brands. And I found that interesting. So when you think about what the loyalty value proposition is, it's it could be as much experience as it is some of the tangible value. But you have any thoughts on that? You agree with that
Yeah,
statement?
I 100% agree with that statement. And I think the brand is the vessel, right, to provide the experience for a customer. And so we really focus on that, both with the experience you have, at our stores and with our product.
Yeah,
But obviously, my focus, especially with loyalty, is the experience that you have with our program and how that
right.
how that treats our best members and keeps them loyal to our brand. And so, part of that is that value that the program provides. But as I mentioned a minute ago, a lot of that is focused on how you differentiate that to make a customer feel special and different, right? How do you create that bond? Because that's where you really get your advocates, right, of your brand, the people that are willing to go out and talk about you and promote you on their own.
Mhm.
Is because of that relationship and that experience that they've had with you. And we love getting content from customers that we put stickers on every one of our lids of our cups. We've done that since day one. That was our founder, Linda Eccles. She did that just to kind of brighten people's day, and we get so many comments about those stickers. People save them, they peel them off and stick them on their visors of their car or on their dashboard or in sticker books. And we have people send them to us all the time. It's those types of fun things, right, that create an experience that really builds a bond with a brand, and we love to find those types of ways to connect with our customers.
That's great. So let me ask you a final question, and I'll let you go. But I just wanted to know that you're an experienced guy. You've been around this business for quite a while. Um, we tend to look at loyalty, I think, in this business as professionals, but we're all consumers. We're members of these programs. But can you think of an epiphany moment that you've had where you've been working in this space for a while and something happened, you had some sort of an experience, and it could be in the business or personal, but where you kind of said to yourself, like, I think this might really work. I think this loyalty stuff might stick.
Yeah, yeah. I think the one that has really opened my eyes to it has been around, and I mentioned it when I was talking about the changes to our program. But the kind of the game, and it's not really a game, but it's kind of this challenge thing around unlocking these statuses and keeping them. And that concept is not new by any means, right? I mean, that's exactly what tiers and statuses are about. But that change to it being, more frequent and having to do it every month, and what it means. It's, and we did it a little bit in the app too. You get kind of a different background, you get kind of a different, a little icon in there and things like that. So people like seeing those things. But that really, I anticipated that would work, and that it would have benefit. I greatly underappreciated how much it's actually done. So was really excited to see that, and it was eye-opening. So yeah, it goes to show that even if you've done this a lot and you kind of know what you think you'll expect, you can still have something kind of catch you off guard and surprise you, and that one definitely did.
Really, what we call a magic moment, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, yep, it
yeah,
was a good one. Yeah, we were really excited about that.
that's good. Well, that's a good place to wrap it up. I want to thank Let's Talk Loyalty. I'd like to thank the CMO Council and the Wise Marketer, of course, but mostly Mitch. Thank you for giving us your time. I know things like this. It's really good to get your story out, but I know you've got busy days, scarce times, and schedules packed. So we really appreciate you taking time to do this. It means a lot to us, and wish you
Absolutely.
well. And can't wait till I get a chance to get through the drive-through myself.
Yeah, we would love to have you. Thank you so much for having me on. Appreciate it.
All right, great. Thanks, Mitch. Thanks, everyone.